What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. In today's video I will share with you the performance of my personal portfolio from the previous month, as well as discuss the most recent events that have happened on a number of platforms. I will also share with you some exclusive comments from my conversation with new Twino CEO Helvis Henselis, as well as my insights from the exchange with Esketit co-founder Matis Ansvisulis. But don't worry, we will also talk about the new deposit limit at Bondora Go and Grow, the impact of the ECSP license at Estateguru, as well as the new financial report at PeerBerry. But before we talk about individual platforms, let's review first my personal portfolio and what happened in the previous month. In April, I was able to earn a total of 485 euros through my P2P investments, which is now the 6th month in a row with more than 400 euros. A personal best income record was achieved at P2P Marketplace, where I was able to earn 58 euros in interest. The performance is still led by PeerBerry with 12.94%. On both Twino and P2P Marketplace, I reached my highest return since I started investing on those platforms. On the other hand, the Estateguru performance continues to decline. My total return is now down to 7.35%. The Red Lantern, however, remains unchanged at Bondora Portfolio Pro with 2.1%. In total, I had 5 transactions in the previous month. I invested each 1,000 euros at PeerBerry, Esketit, Lande and P2P Marketplace. On the other hand, I withdrew 1,000 euros from Twino. My outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio was now able to climb over the 70k hump in April, breaking this threshold for the first time again since July 2019. As for my goal to reach an outstanding portfolio of 160,000 euros by March 2027, I am currently 20 euros above the planned target. However, my performance delta has deteriorated to 2,670 euros. Next up, let's have a look at the most recent developments that have happened on a number of platforms. And we start off with PeerBerry, a platform that recently published its annual report for 2022. Due to the war in Ukraine, which affected about half of the portfolio back then, it was certainly the most difficult year for the Croatian-based peer-to-peer platform, which was nevertheless able to present quite impressive figures. However, as in previous years, the annual report has neither been audited nor performed according to IFRS standards, which is something investors should keep in mind when evaluating the report. From my point of view, it is also worth mentioning that there will be no more Vietnamese loans from Aventus on the platform until further notice, a country where there have been more raids recently on loan sharks due to excessively high interest rates. The reaction is to be understood as a kind of precautionary measure. In the meantime, all Vietnamese loans have already been repaid in the last few weeks according to the original loan term. Then we look at Bondora, a platform where some investors will likely be pleased about the recent increase of the monthly deposit limit at Bondora Go and Grow, which is now at 700 euro. This adjustment has already been the 4th Go and Grow limit change since its original introduction in September 2020. Personally, I believe 2 conclusions can be drawn from this increase. 1. Bondora wants to stimulate investor demand in order to finance a bigger loan supply, and second, the demand for Go and Grow Unlimited does not seem to be high enough on the platform, since Bondora would have been able to finance those loans for a much lower rate at 4%. This shows that my assumption from the beginning of the year seems to become true, which is that a 4% return is simply not competitive enough in the current market and interest rate environment. This can also be seen in the declining trend in new registrations. Next up, we are looking at Estateguru, a platform that recently obtained the European Crowdfunding Service Provider license. This will certainly pave the way for the platform to move forward with their pan-European expansion. However, I believe that Estateguru can only take full advantage of this license when the platform is able to show some progress in the performance of loan recoveries. So far, there have been no notable successes here, as the percentage of loans in recovery has recently risen to 45%. One clear advantage of the new regulation will be that loans have to be put now immediately into default after being late for 90 days. This means that there are no more extension periods granted by Estateguru, which often diluted the picture when it came to the actual performance of the loan portfolio. Therefore, a more aggressive debt management policy is to be expected in the future. Next up is Esketit, the most popular peer-to-peer platform according to this year's community voting. In April, another 20.2 million euros in loans were financed, increasing the portfolio under management close to 30 million euros. Due to the current hype around the platform, I recently had a more detailed exchange with Esketit co-founder Matis Ansvisulis, where I heard some interesting and also exclusive statements. When I asked how Esketit wants to meet the ever-increasing demand from investors in the future, he revealed that Esketit is planning to bring the first external lenders onto the platform already this year, who will neither belong to Avafin Holding nor to the two shareholders of the Esketit platform.
We have not so far worked with third-party loan originators or partners, yes, and that will change in the future. We will onboard some companies from outside that are not fully owned by myself and Davis. We will have from outside third-party loan originators within this year. And next year, we for sure will have our own new lending company joining the platform.
So Esketit will transform itself to a marketplace in the future, and also the offered loan segments will be extended by business and real estate loans.
We look at other verticals as well, real estate loans, business loans. Of course, it's easiest for us to do due diligence on unsecured consumer loans companies that are in the same space as us. We think for this diversification and having just different types of products for our investors to invest in, and our assumption is that investors will be interested in investing in something other than the types of loan originators that we provide ourselves.
In our conversation, I also asked Matis which criteria Esketit is looking at when onboarding new lenders, how the platform wants to ensure the quality of those third-party loan originators, and how this will also change the overall profile of the platform when it comes to interest rates, liquidity, and guarantees. If you want, you can listen now to our entire conversation in my latest video, which I have uploaded on this channel. Last but not least, I also want to talk about the most important findings from my conversation with Twino CEO Helvis Henselis. One reason of concern has been the recent decline regarding the funded loan volume on the platform. In our conversation, it was clarified that this was neither a decline in investor demand nor difficulties in attracting new borrowers. The cause was simply the change of term structures due to the introduction of asset-backed securities.
It's actually a matter of the sort of nature of the loans that we are listing, right? So historically, the loans, they were short term. So if you list something for 30 days, then in 30 days it gets repaid and then you relist it. So there is a very large this cumulative amount. Now we are listing with the change, with switching to these securities, right? We have also switched to longer periods. The answer to your question is lies to a large extent within this term structure change. Because as I mentioned before, if you look at the overall outstanding portfolio, which is currently sold to investors, so it's rather stable.
This argument seems to be valid when reviewing the development of the outstanding loan portfolio managed by Twino. According to the figures that have now been shared with me, the portfolio under management seems to have developed pretty stable in the last 24 months. As far as the repayment of the approximately 5.5 million euros in war-affected loans is concerned, it seems that there are no positive developments at this point, that the outstanding balance will be repaid ahead of schedule.
unfortunately, there are not many things or how we can affect it. From time to time, we are asking whether something has changed. Maybe the decision by the central bank has changed, meaning with respect to allowing for this repayment in a larger amount, but unfortunately it's not. So for the current moment, I cannot say that there are some positive developments in terms of like getting the money out of that country faster.
After the interview, I was informed that a full repayment of all Russian loans is currently estimated at 36 months. Nevertheless, alternative solutions are still being looked at to make repayments ahead of schedule.
Everyone is interested in like closing this question as soon as possible, and if such an opportunity will present itself, then it's definitely something that we will do.
And with this info, we can now conclude this month's portfolio update. If you found some value in the information provided in this video, please do me a favor and leave a like, and also consider subscribing to this channel if you don't want to miss out on any future videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope I see you in the next one. So long. Bye bye.